All right, you know I always keep it real with you, man. I gotta ask you this question, cause yesterday it seems like you was pussyfooting around a little bit, you know. And what I mean by that is on the panel, and I was hearing this from you too, my brother, Ben. You don't even know what I. There you go. There you go. You know where I'm getting ready to go. How come we can never win? Why I always gotta hear? Why do I always gotta hear? We can't beat the cracker. The cracker got this. He gonna do this to us. He got this right here. Why are y'all coming with such weak ass fucking arguments to our youth? Are we afraid to die? In order to live, you gotta die. There's gonna be casualties. We don't hear the Arabs talking that weak shit. Why do I got to hear that coming from the Armored Raw Squad, brother? Talk to me, man. Do we have a chance to win? How can we win this fight, brother?
Look, this is what we got to do. Any valuable team, first they have to assess exactly where they at. Because this shit is real around here, right? We got people that are just glorified out of their fucking minds, right? We don't listen to them anyway, right? We're not listening. We're not going to charge that machine gun hell. Because at the end of the day, we got families and babies, right? So we make an assessment of where our people are, with our strengths, with our weaknesses. Let's look at the enemy. What is his strengths? What is his weakness? Do we have enough information on our enemy? Now, we have enough information on our enemy. Now we know his weak points. Now, are we strong enough with our strength to attack his weak points? Okay? So you assess all that, right? And you don't be delusional. The key to victory is to tell the truth. Right now, we have an upswing and people fighting against science. The #1 weapon, right, that will help us catapult ourselves into some time, at least a stalemate, to make them respect us. But until you have that science and the technology, you can believe what the hell you want to believe. Run out there with a belief, you're an athlete. You can't run out there with a belief we're going to beat that team without proper preparation. You'll do good for the first 5 minutes in the game. You ever seen it? Okay, but then as the game go on, the second, third, and fourth quarter, it should get real with strategy and technology kick in. I'm not saying we can't kick a hole in their ass at first, but when it get deep, when the food market's closed, when you have nowhere to get the bullets anymore, when your people don't even know how to make weapons anymore, or even hunt for themselves in this process, when they strip everything from you, can you make it? The assessment is right now, no. The woman be like, look, nigga, we got to get you to the store and get the fucking baby food. Because she don't even know how to breastfeed no more. So I'm making an honest assessment, right? Yes, we can be successful in our economic thing. We can't even do that yet, really.
So let's just be...
So can we win? It's not a whether we can win. Nigga, we will win. Hold on. We will. No. We will. Hold on. I don't like that term slave. All right. African people, right, have never been slaves. Let's get this established right here. Let's let that we have never been slaves. And you know what's funny, right? Okay, this was funny. We're kidnapped. Watch this. I have no idea. We're kidnapped victims. This was funny.
Because people, this is why history is so important. Because people forget our illustrious history because we have so much. I don't blame people. But I'm going to take you back to a period where we were outgunned, outmanned, but we were on our own land, so we had an advantage. And I'm talking about the Haitian Revolution. I'm talking about where people came together with spirituality and technology and overthrew the Europeans. It is a known fact and verified by plenty of scholars that Boukman did a ritual. He prayed to their deity called Ogun. That it was a sister that assisted, yes, but it was with Boukman as well. So they did their ritual. And then they told all their people, if you want to win this war, get rid of your white gods. Get rid of them. We're not going to win this war with you still worshiping them white gods. And I will extend it to Arab gods or Jewish gods or whatever they want to name it. Get rid. That's the honest assessment. It's called intel. They have departments that this is their entire job. So we got to get our intel on. They've been studying us for thousands of years. When are we going to start studying them? Let's study how they move. What, like the brother Sanjetti said earlier, they have stuff in their DNA, how they're going to react to certain things. We got to have scientists on that. We got to do that. So when the time comes, we're going to know when to move, how to move, and what is the most effective way to take these crackers down.
All right, let's get you the gist of what the fuck I was talking about, right? Here you go, right here. Let's go to Britannica, encyclopedia, right? Let's see what it says about slavery, right? Let's see. It says slavery. It says a condition in which one human being was owned by another. A slave was considered by law. See, it's legal, right? A property or chattel, right? And was deprived of most of the rights ordinarily held by a free person, right? Considered by law, right? So first of all, African nations had their own laws.
But those didn't matter.
They had nothing to do with our laws. So what you're saying does not have anything to do with our laws.
Right.
So we're not listening to that, right? So let's watch this. And you ain't never seen this. It say, look, watch this. There is no consensus on what a slave was or on how the institution of slavery should be defined. Ooh. So if
you hear that, son?
So if the Encyclopedia Britannica, I'm gonna read this again. The Encyclopedia Britannica, this is what the Europeans say. They say there is no consensus. So then why the fuck are we following their consensus, right? There's no consensus on what a slave was, so how the fuck we gonna agree with them? See, you gotta read. Yeah, that's what I do all day. He running. See, I got him. I got the Negro pen running. Now watch this. Man. It's the Negro pen in you to say, yeah, we were slaves. Oh, I'm saying tell you what you tell me. Oh, let's keep going there, right?
Oh, man.
It say, or on how the institution of slavery should be defined. Should be defined. Should be defined. Okay. It says, nevertheless. What does this word nevertheless mean in English? Now, let me tell you what we say as white people. Right. Nevertheless, there is general agreement. I mean, everybody ain't fucking agreement, right? General agreement among historians, anthropologists, economists, socialists, and others who study slavery that most of the following characteristics should be, and I ain't gonna read the rest of that shit because fuck their characteristics, but let's get to this point right here. Kidnapping, right? So we know slavery is a legal institution in European society. Slavery is a legal institution in Rome and Greece. Slavery is a legal institution in the Bible. It's a legal institution in the Quran, right? They institution that shit. It's good. It's legal. God say, okay, you can have these servant slaves. Bad. Now, kidnapping is in criminal law. Kidnapping is unlawful taking away of transportation of a person against that person's will, usually to hold a person unlawfully. Is that not what the fuck happened to us?
Absolutely.
How do we miss this all these years, right? It say this may be done for ransom. Well, ransom. But the ransom was paid between Europeans.
Yeah. We didn't get none of them funds.
Think about it. Oh, so I'm gonna sell him to you for how much? What's the ransom? For, all right, 150. How did they did that, right? Okay. Now, see, that's it. That's that. Wait, man, you got me.
Go there.
I might have to pull. I'm gonna pull my book up on that because I like she said that, but that's a religious Christian statement. That is, and that's part of the mentality.
Let me respond to that.
Huh? Nah. I'm gonna give you the mic. I'm gonna give you the mic because I think you need to say that. Let me finish. So I'm back into that, right? So basically, what we're saying is we have been abducted, right? We have been kidnapped. We have been held for ransom, okay? Taken away from our nation unlawfully. No black people agreed that they were slaves, dude. No one agreed to that. We were kidnapped victims, and we're owed for money because it's illegal, and we can actually go to the world court based off of our language. So our language has enslaved us. That's why you can't get no money. Because when you say, I'm the master, I'm the slaver, you're taking them away from the criminal aspect of what they did. They're not criminals as long as they was a slave master because it's legal. But as soon as you say they were kidnappers, you've now identified them as being the criminal. See, now it's a criminal act. We get that? But it's all in what we say. It's a criminal act. So now we identify white people for what they truly was. They was fucking criminals. And any black person that joins in that was a criminal act. And they got to pay fucking too. So you get no break for being black in this because you're a fucking criminal. I wanted to make that point clear, and we need to start, don't teach your babies that their ancestors was fucking slaves just because white people said that. We should always know that we was torn away from our homes, and this is very, very important to reconstruct African ideas and concepts and to reconstruct our mind. A slave is the lowest thing on the thing. He need to get back here if he talking that slave shit.
What's going on?
I mean, all I was really saying was just when you, because you had mentioned about, you know, whites selling, you know, blacks into slavery. And I mean, but it was like in Africa, it was a lot of Africans that were selling their captures, you know, from, like you said, the ones that they captured from war and everything. And so, you know, they're captured, you know, Africans to the European man. And that was, you know, how they got a lot of the, you know, how they got a lot of the people from, yeah. I mean, I don't even know all of that, but I mean, you know, like I said, I just know it wasn't just the whites, you know, it was, you know, like I said, I've seen documentaries where it was like Africans was talking about how their people had 500 slaves and stuff like that. And they was like, yeah, you know, the whites came over and offered them stuff and they gave them the people, you know. So, I mean, I'm just saying that they, you know, they definitely had a contribution, you know. But that was.
All right. And I hear you, sister. I don't want to make it seem like I don't hear you. But the side of the story that's not being told is how, well, I'm going to give an analogy and then I'm going to give the side of the story. If your computer has a virus, it's not working. You can't get on the internet, can't check your email, whatever the case may be. Would you blame the computer or would you blame the virus? Most people would say the virus. The virus messed my computer up. It ain't working no more. We tend to blame the computer. If it had not been for the Europeans ever arriving on our shores, this situation would have never happened. Not only that, they don't tell the story of when the Europeans came in with their cannons. We had never heard the sound of a cannon until the Europeans came in and firing. And you the king of the village. And I say, you heard those cannons. Either you give me some of your people, I'm going to blow your whole village up.
Tough decision.
Very tough decision.
You make tough decisions. No human being.
Very tough decision. But they made the decision that they made. And they gave them some of our people. I'm not saying it was right. But I'm saying it's a very tough decision if you're the king of a people and this is your village and you got to look out for the well-being and the safety of everyone. You faced in a very particular predicament that you have never encountered before. Now, to add on to that, they had no idea what chattel slavery was because they had indentured servitude. So they thinking, okay, we'll give them their people. They'll do their job. They'll pay their debt. He'll come back. But after a while, wasn't nobody coming back. Wasn't nobody coming back. Wasn't nobody coming back on them boats back to the village. So they're like, wait a minute, white man, you lied to me. You told me this, you know, you presented this like this was temporary. Where are my friends? Where are my brothers? And that's when you see a lot of the rebellions in Africa where they fought the Europeans after that in slavery. That's what people don't talk about. People don't talk about that rebellion. And we had strong rebellions against them. They don't talk about when the Europeans came in and blocked trade routes with other African nations. So they had to trade with the Europeans. But the fee for trading with the Europeans was bodies. They don't talk about that. So when they simply say we put our own people to slavery with the white man, we sold our own people, we sold out our own race, it's just not that simple. It's not as simple as we called up Europe and say, hey, come get these Africans. Don't y'all need some slaves? That's not what happened. They manipulated tensions with African nations that had already had tensions through wars. There were wars in Africa, right? They manipulated those relationships so they could get the bodies for what they needed to build America off of the slave trade. And those are the facts.
Learn more about this topic and many others at chrismonroestl.com. Log on today, chrismonroestl.com.